Whiteck here again, this time with a best of 3 series from the Russian Starlight 2013 edition. And this is in the round of 16, and this time spawning on Electric Circuit. We've got in the bottom left spawning as the purple Zerg. We've got Team Acer's Scarlett. And her opponent spawning in the top left, arguably the best Chinese player currently, spawning as the red Protoss. We've got Invictus Gaming's Jim. Both of these players are very well established. Like I said before, Jim is arguably the best Chinese player currently out there. Able to get deep in the Premier League, actually able to get into the Premier League of WCS America, and that's no small task. Scarlett, on the other hand, a lot of people compare Scarlett to Naniwa, basically the top 2 foreigners, and foreigners in this case means non-Korean players playing Starcraft 2, and that's a high title to live up to. So it'll be interesting to see who can come out on top here. Looks like Scarlett is going to go for 15 hatch. Jim, on the other hand, is going for an assimilator and a gateway. So very standard play from both players. An Electric Circuit is one of those maps that a lot of tournaments do not have. It's not a standard map in ladder. And because it is such a, off-kilter map in a lot of ways, because people don't play it that often, a lot of surprises can occur simply because maybe as a player you're not used to it, you don't know all the intricacies of what the map has. And Jim's probe is going to be scouting around, looking for Scarlett's base. Scarlett scouted the bottom right first, and that was the incorrect choice. And not going to be able to find Jim for a while. Scarlett is going for the 3rd hatchery before the spawning pool is complete. Jim is still on 1 base here. He's got 2 assimilators, and it looks like Jim is going to be the aggressor here. 3 hatcheries against 1 Nexus. Those numbers don't look that good. I don't know what's going on here, but I don't know who Breaker rushes. Anyways, but Scarlett doesn't have a lot of units, and if there are 2 simulators out for the Protoss player, that's going to indicate some sort of aggression, possibly DTs or a blink all in. But no, the Nexus is going to go down for Jim. And Jim's scouting probe is going to finally get chased away by these 2 Zerglings. The Stalker is going to move out, able to save that probe with 5 life remaining. So nice save by Jim. Zerglings are going to have to withdraw, at least temporarily. The Mothership core is almost complete for Jim. And finally, the first extractor is going to come up for Scarlett. Without that much needed gas, those Zerglings are just so slow. I really think Zerg players should put more emphasis on getting map control, but I'm not a pro player, they are, so they know what they're doing. And the Zergling is going to try and stream in here, but it is going to get picked apart by that Stalker, so no more scouting information, only able to see the Nexus. And this front is basically entirely walled off with 3 gateways. And more gateways means more gateway units. But we see a lot of pro production from Jim, so it doesn't look like he's going to be going for a timing attack just as of yet. But Scarlett has stopped drone production. Oh, she's getting drones again, so she's still droning up. So both players are playing a very macroeconomic game. Neither player is willing to push the envelope to be the aggressor. And this is one of the patented moves by Scarlett. She's getting that creep out. And creep spread is very important. I was just casting a couple games with Bly, and Bly was not able to get the creep out in one of the games against Bomber, and he was really not able to do very well in that game. And one of the reasons why, maybe because he didn't have a lot of creep tumor spread, as creep tumor spread, in my view, is very important for Zerg players, because Zerg players don't have a very good way of getting vision. And Jim is going to move in here with his army. We've got 5 sentries here, another one on the way, and the proxy pylon is already behind this. And another proxy pylon is set up. So it looks like Jim is going to march in here. We don't have a lot of units. We got 10 Zerglings on the way and a Roach Warren. Is Jim going to do enough damage here? The Queen does go down immediately, focusing down on the Queens. The Spine Crawler is next on the menu, and that's going to pop as well. So this meal has been very successful for Jim, able to destroy 2 Queens and a Spine Crawler, but we got 2 more Spine Crawlers that just came into effect. And now Jim is going to have to withdraw just temporarily. And on electric circuit here, look at this force field. It will block any reinforcements coming in from the main, but these sentries are doing some damage to these Zerglings. All the Zerglings are basically finished off. The Roaches are streaming in here finally. This Spine Crawler is also going to be destroyed, but we got more Spine Crawlers in the back. So every time one Spine Crawler goes down, another one does pop up immediately. And now Jim is really behind in resources. He's behind by about 30 supply, and Jim is going to have to retreat here. He only has a few gateway units. These Roaches are pushing the Stalkers back. Another warp in of sentries and a Stalker. Force fields are going to keep these Roaches in here. But do you really want that many Roaches in with you? I don't think so. And these Roaches are going to pick apart these last 2 Stalkers. Stalkers are just trying to micro away. Jim is just way behind. There's no way he's going to be able to come back. He's behind 2-1 in supply. Stalkers are microing very well, and he's going to have to tap out. So Scarlett able to get victory in game 1 from Jim. Jim was very aggressive, went for an attack. It was going well at the beginning. And then the Roaches just started streaming in from the main and from the natural. And unfortunately for Jim, he wasn't able to force field this off. At the beginning, he force fielded one spot and the Queen was here. After the Queen left that position, he didn't force field again until the Roaches were already through. And then he force fielded. And at that time, it was already too late. So we'll have to see if Jim can bounce back. Otherwise, Scarlett's going to win this series very handedly, so let's check out Game 2.